So I spoke too soon the other day. I was having a great day, then followed up the very next day with getting a stomach bug. So fun. One of the non-motor things with PD that kind of goes unseen sometimes is the apathy, the not unwillingness, but lack of drive to do anything. You just kind of let everything you just kind of sit there and let everything around the world pass you by, and then that breeds a level of depression that comes with it because you feel guilty, you feel bad that you're missing out on this stuff and you shouldn't. And this is when a support system comes in, and they come in clutch for sure. I don't know, sometimes you sit and you think and you wonder, why me? Why is this happening? Then you go down that rabbit hole, the what ifs. What if I had just done things differently in my life? I wouldn't be in this situation. But that's not how it works. There's a lot of theories on causes for this. There's definitely knowledge of what can progress, but there's still no idea of what causes it. But you sit back and you think, well, what if I had done this when I was in high school? If I had just been a better student, I would have gone to college. Or if I had gone to college, I wouldn't have gone to the Army. Or if I would have made a career out of the Army. You think about these things, these what ifs, and then but what you have to do is you have to stop and you think about where you are. Find those things that are in your life that wouldn't be there, and then you hang on to those moments and those people that you couldn't live without. My faith is very important to me, and I know that there's a plan. And every time I start to question it, I look around and I think to myself, no, it's happening for a reason. That a great example would be this house that we bought. We moved to this town 11 years ago now, and it's a small town. Not a lot of houses come up for sale, and the ones that do are not always the right fit for your situation and your budget and your family and what you'd like out of a home. And we wanted to buy our forever home. We came close to signing contracts on a couple different houses, and last minute just something didn't feel right, and we backed out. We walked away, and then we ended up, like the day after, we walked away from one house that we were kind of excited about, but it just wasn't right. My wife was driving by, noticed that they were putting in the for sale sign, or they had just put up the for sale sign for this house. So she scheduled a visit, a walkthrough, and she came and took pictures of it, and she said, this is it, this is the house. And I came to look at it, and it's a great house. But one of the things about it, I was like, oh man, we're gonna have to redo that upstairs bathroom. This was 7 years ago. That upstairs bathroom has one of those old people tubs in it, with the door that you walk in and you sit down in, and it is what it is. We'll get to it. And of course, like all other home improvement projects, you never really get to it. Fast forward to today, I'm taking a shower and thinking to myself, I'm so glad that we bought this house that already had this tub situation that eventually I'm going to need. For me, that's just another example of how things line up the way they're supposed to line up, even when things don't feel fair or right. You have to really distance yourself from the negatives and push yourself towards the positives. Stop looking around and worrying about what you don't have going for you, and look around at the things that you do have going for you. I'm so grateful for everything that I have going for me. Sometimes it doesn't look like it, and sometimes I don't feel like it. But it's a conscious decision that I have to do. I have to step back and look at the great things that I've got going on for me. I've got a roof over my head, and I've got a family who loves me, and I have friends who care about me, and there's a lot of things that happen with this disease that are not visible, and that apathy, that joylessness, and sometimes depression that comes with it is all part of it. We can get through it as long as we stop and look at the joys. I can't remember who said it. I heard a saying once. Stop looking at the dust at the table and look at the flowers in the vase. And I like that. I like that a lot. There's a lot to look forward to, not necessarily in a good way. So I've got to make sure that I stop and I look at the things that are good. It's kind of a rough day today. Being sick doesn't help. Just getting zapped twice, it feels like. And it's okay. We'll get through this.